God. Oh my God. And yes. Oh man. Sorry, YouTube friends. What's up? We're having so much fun in the Hit the Bid chat room today that I forgot to hit the live button on the video. Yeah, we're talking about cars and silver and television. Anything else to stay out of this chop? We got paid on a couple of trades. Just trying to avoid giving it back right now. Excessively choppy market. Some AI stories are hitting about Microsoft, and it was completely fake story, which that was the reason for the sell-off. So we made it all back, but we still got some residual sellers for some reason. We got paid right out of the gate. OKTA was this day maker. Faux show, bro, VWAP break on an earnings report. If you haven't heard, I've got a trade that works every time. And here it is. And it's still working, even on the second entry and the third entry. Jiggity check, y'all. Hello. Does anybody hear me or see me? I showed up late. I thought I was talking to you guys, and meanwhile, I had not pressed the button yet. But my portfolio is banging today. What happened? Sup, Raging Bull? Still some of the best swag in the business. Speaking of swag, who's coming to Vegas? So if you guys are coming to Vegas, I'm going to make some cool T-shirts like "Hit the Bid School Trip," some VWAPian sayings on the back. Need a head count for if you guys want to come out. And so I'm doing a couple presentations in Vegas. The first one's going to be the fun one. I'm just going to go on stage and pretend that I'm like some sort of evangelistic preacher talking about VWAP. I'm not even going to show any charts. I'm just going to talk about how VWAP saved my life, and I'm going to call people out of the audience and bless them. Like me and the Minotaur, and we'll have some fun. Minotaur, you ready to be? It's going to be your acting debut. Me and Linda and Guzman. We're going here. I'm in the book now too. I've got my dumb little face and the whole picture and a description of what we're going to be doing. I'm legit. I'm going legit. Here's the link if you guys want to join us. Don't pay for anything. They don't want me saying that to you, but you don't have to pay. Don't go VIP. You don't need. They say you get this extra stuff. We're only spending a very short time at the expo. I'm going to get up on stage, talk about how VWAP saved my life. I think I'm on a panel. We'll talk about the health and wealth of the market, how much I hate Bitcoin. I hope it goes to zero. And then I'm going to do a breakaway session, I think, in a side room, which supposedly is for the VIPs only, but I'll just let you in because I believe I'm the one going to be working the door. So I'll just let you in. And then we'll do a little VWAP session. I'll have my projector. We'll talk some charts. And then we're doing karaoke for the next 8 hours, and we're going to be shooting Uzis and getting drunk. Well, yeah, let's shoot Uzis first, then get drunk, because you probably don't want to shoot the Uzis while you're drunk. Or maybe drinking while you're shooting the Uzi. I don't know. I wouldn't do that either. But and then maybe we play some golf on Wednesday. But we got karaoke Tuesday night. I'm going to I was, again, if we get a decent head count, maybe get a side room at the Cosmo. I like this Oyster Steakhouse Tuesday night also. Tuesday's going to be a big day. Dinner and karaoke, and then we'll see what happens Wednesday. I'm flying in Monday. The thing starts Monday, but normally it's just one good day, and that's usually the midday, the second day. We're gonna stream a lot. Yeah, well, I'm bringing my own camera guy. I'm bringing my own DJ and my own camera guy, so it should be fun. And if you're in OKTA, holy shit, I can't believe this trade's working so well the second time. So awesome. Let me cover my head. Hold on. Let me get a cup of coffee. We'll shoot the shit. And then if you guys are back in the OKTA, wow. I didn't think this one was going to be this awesome on the second term, because this market is really annoyingly choppy today, but we're working our way through this chop. It is still a bull market. And if you guys know about this Microsoft thing, I'll tell you in a second. Hold on. Where the hell's my hat, yo? Whoa! Did we just hit 90? Oh, we're at 84 now. Sell it. Where's my hat? Buried it. Yeah. So yeah, OKTA for the win. Wow. So hi, internet. My name's Kenny Glick. I have a trade that works every time, and if you don't have one, I'll give it to you. Also, I know you're out there. I'll say it right now. The market never goes down. Oh, there you go. Get it out of the way right now, right? So this morning, the market went down. Did it? Some say it did. Yeah. So the market went down this morning. And it was kind of weird because it was happening while I was doing a show talking about how the market never goes down. And then it went down. And it went down because a story was circulating. By the way, if you're still in the core weave, for the love of God, would it break the half finally? There you go. So this is why I'm afraid of society right now. Because there is nothing left to believe except for VWAP and this trade. But we'll get to that in a second. Let me tell you a backstory about how I'm afraid of the internet now more than ever. I'm a big car fan. I like Mopar. I drive a ridiculous, sick Hemi Challenger. Big fan of Dukes of Hazzard. Always liked the Challengers. Always liked the 60s cars. I always liked muscle cars, whatever, right? Dodge put out the Challenger. Wow. Now I don't got to buy an old one and fix it up. I'm not mechanically inclined. I don't even know if I could fix, change a flat at this point in my life. I'm a loser. I'm not a real man. Anyway, that car comes out. I'm like, oh, bet. Brand new version of an old car. I'm in. Bought it. Traded in the 2010 for the 2020 with the monster engine. Brum, 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 brum. One of those. I love it. Thinking about painting it like the old school blue. I was actually thinking about painting it to look like the General Lee for a second there. But anyway, I've had it now for quite some time. It's going to be five years now. Always looking for something new. I'm a big, I love the Chevy Chevelles. I love the 67. I've grown to like the 69s and the 70s. Love it. I love these cars. And I was thinking, I went to an auction. I didn't go to. I went to an online auction. Car started out at 50 grand. Wound up going for 180 grand. I'm not paying 180 grand for a 69 Chevelle Resto Mod, whatever. So then I saw an article came out about how Chevy is going to put out a new version of the Chevelle. My dream come true. I'm reading about it. There's a version coming out in carbon fiber, 3 different versions, 7 or 8 different websites carrying the story, videos being put out, Facebook pages. Let me show you. I mean, if you guys like Mopar, I mean, look at this bad boy. I'm sitting here. I'm telling my wife, listen, I'm buying a new car. She's like, yeah, do whatever you want. I'm reading articles about it. I'm picking out colors, watching everything, reading every article I could find. So I finally called Chevy because I'm figuring this is going to be hard to buy. I want to get on a wait list. And they break my heart and they say, sorry, sir, it's all fake. And I said, how could it be fake? There's dozens of stories all over the internet about how they're putting out this new Chevy. And this one was this was the 1500. This was the carbon fiber one. Videos, interviews. Wait, you don't even see it. Where'd it go? See, that's they try to get me to watch commercials about tampons. What's going on here? Anyway, you get the idea. Here, there it is. Look at that bad boy. Oh, come on now. Come on now. Carbon fiber body. This was the one that was going to cost 170 grand, whatever it was. But anyway, on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Article after article, video after video, all that stuff. And the first thing I thought was, there's no way they're putting out a car in 2026 with a chrome bumper. And I didn't want to believe that it wasn't real. And then I called Chevy and they said it's all bullshit. And then I read articles. I read an article about how it got started. OKTA, by the way, paying for my new Chevelle here, going to 85. There it is. OKTA for the win. While we're sitting there trading, we could talk about other things. I only got this one trade, OKTA. Here we go again. Holy shit, I can't believe it's working this well. Sold to you. Sold to you right there. Sold. Don't sell it all. So let's keep this conversation going. So fake cars, fake articles. And I read an article about how it got started. So somebody did actually build a Resto Mod 69 Chevelle. And from that, AI ran and created this whole narrative about how Chevy is going to put it out as a new car. And the entire thing, right? Every article, if you Google new 2026 Chevelle, you'll find article after article, videos, people driving the thing, and it's all bullshit. And that's just an innocent little car thing, and that just solidifies this idea that we're gonna get fooled by something, and people are going to get hurt. It's going to be a War of the Worlds moment where something spooks us, and we're going to do something bad about it. Kind of like what we witnessed this morning on this Microsoft story, which is turning out to be a fake story completely. I thought it was bullshit anyway, because I don't give a shit about news, because the market's never going down anyway. So I was thinking, hey, we could buy. But before we got there, right before the news article hit, Fat Finger Freddy showed up and said the market's probably going to tank to at least 621.53. And as I'm talking about Fat Finger Freddy showing up and how this trade has been working, because the market is programmed and it's all rigged and pre-programmed to what it's going to do today. I'm like, well, Fat Finger Freddy knew this, whatever was going to happen is happening, because it went right to that print and then broke it. And then it went to the last Fat Finger Freddy trade from yesterday. And then here's the scary part. Forget about conspiracies and rigging. And conspiracies and whatnot. We get the faux show, bro. We get a reason finally to buy the Qs. Breaks down. I had one small loss in there. There's the faux show. I bought right here. Rolls over. I got stopped out. 50-cent loss. That was me getting faux show broed right there. It happens. And then it rallied back, and then it rolled again. And then this time it broke the VWAP. So we got involved a little bit. And look where she went back to. Here's Fat Finger Freddy. 621.53. Look, I ain't making this shit up. There it is. 161. Sorry, 621.53. To the penny. To the freaking penny. An index comprised of 100 of the most volatile, amazing stocks known to man, all rolled up into one stock, just happens to go back to the same exact price, to the penny, by 3 cents. And that's where the seller was still lurking. And you're not believing the market's rigged yet after I show this to you every single day? It is not just rigged, it's wonderfully rigged. And it's letting us know what it's going to do ahead of time. So then this bullshit story comes out, completely fake, about how Microsoft's not seeing the buying and the AI spending might be a little bit muted and blah, blah, blah. And the market starts tanking. Oh my God. Not that we really cared. As Brian Lund was saying while it was happening too, who cares what the story is? The market's going to do whatever it's going to do based on price. He knows. But man, when it went right back to that price, that's some freaky shit. And then again, little faux show, bro, and just a very choppy day, but at least we got one thing out of it on the Qs. But really, it's been the story of OKTA. Thank you very much. And now CoreWeave, finally. Shit. I don't know if anybody's still in the CoreWeave. That was annoying. Finally got the half out of that one. But this was my trade, and this is why I'm just sitting around talking about cars and sports and silver and anything to keep me from getting chopped up. This was my opening trade. So I've got a trade. My name's Kenny Glick. Me and my pal Salagello, we have found this trade that works every freaking time it shows up. Not just once in a while, every time. And now we're at 1,157 in a row. In a row. We haven't had one loss on this trade. And if you don't have a trade, sorry, let me rephrase. Unless you have a trade that works every single time, I suggest you take this trade. And if you do have another trade that works every time, I'd like to know about it. Please tell me more. But if you don't have a trade that works every time, I would stick with this trade. And it is the Faux Show Bro VWAP break 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal on an earnings report trade. And if you didn't understand the words that just came out of my mouth, join my website, because it's the same trade we've been doing for over 11 years now. And these last 4 years have been ridiculous. And I'm not implying that I take every trade and it works, because I do other dumb shit. I'm not going to tell you the UVXY debacle story again. We all know. Owning stocks doesn't really work out for me. You saw what happened to SRAD. That stock turned into dog shit. By the way, when I mentioned my portfolio is banging today. SRAD. And let me just talk about conspiracies. So you guys know about SRAD, right? Right. Originally, about a year ago, I learned of this company's existence as a big sports gambler. And obviously, data is the big business in the world now. Data collection, data analysis, data this, data that, sell your data, own the data. Who's got the data? Where's the data? This company is data analytics for sports gambling, which is becoming everybody's a sports gambler to some extent. And they help the DraftKings and the FanDuels and all the websites do their live gambling and all that stuff. I was like, oh, I'm in. And it was fantastic. I bought the 1750 break, bought more at 20. Trump candle when the tariffs were going to kill us all. Starts to rally again, bought more at 22.50, bought more at 25, bought more at 27.50. Figured the stock was going to 50, no doubt going to 50. Q's new highs, by the way. Hey, listen, I guess the midday show is bringing us some luck here, right? All of our trades are following through now. Oh, that's right, because, did I say it yet? Did I fail to mention that part yet today? What do you think I'm going to say? Oh, am I going to say something about the market never going down? Get it? Remember when it was down on Monday morning? Oh, and then it went up. Remember yesterday when we sold off? And then by the end of the day, we were at highs? Here, you see what the market's doing now? Get it? Do you get it yet? So, unless you're delusional, and we'll have this conversation, I'll move back on. We'll talk about this SRAD and the wonderful core weave and the Qs and the OKTA and all the fantastic trades that are suddenly popping off right now. You want to know why they're popping off right now? Did you just feel that energy? Did you just feel that energy? I just beamed it into your soul right there. That's right. Because the market never goes down. See that, dickhead? You want to debate still? Because I'm curious. When you think the market's going down, right, and you get short, and I'm there with you because I love shorting the market. And then it goes up, and you have to cover your short, and then it just goes up steadily for the rest of the day, and usually for weeks and weeks and months and months. And you say, well, I guess the market doesn't go down. Or do you just say, well, no, the market definitely goes down. This is just an illusion. Like, how do you live in the world of reality and think shorting is a viable way to stay? You cannot stay short. And I'm talking about pretty much anything. Even the pump and dumps are hard to stay short because they get pumped. And you think they're getting dumped, and next thing you know, they're pumped again, and you got to get out. Any rational, sane trader understands that this market's not going down. And it's not like I'm saying that today in the market, if the market goes down tomorrow, like I'm wrong about something. This is what I've been saying since I got smoked in 2012. That was after getting my ass beaten to death for 2.5 years trying to fight the market, and then QE and all that stuff and the government intervention. How is the market ever going to go down when the government runs to its fucking rescue on any blip? Oh my God, the market went down for 3 days. Quick, call the pump. Quick, get the cash machines going. Oh my God, I got to buy everything. Cut interest rates. Holy shit, the market went down for 3 whole days. How are you going to fight this? When they legitimately made it criminal to be a shorter. for any extended period of time. It's legitimately against the fucking law. And you're going to sit here in your delusional world because you're that one trade, Jimmy, because of that one trade. You want to sit here in a delusional state, some awful realm that you live in where the market's going down and I'm wrong? Like that's where you want to live? That's a sad place to be living, man. Come on. Come on, Jimmy. Join us over here in reality where the market never goes down. Ha 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 ha. And you'll make money. Because OKTA is how you do it. You guys know OKTA, right? And here's the fun part about this trade, Jimmy. I don't even know what the fuck this company is. I thought this was the nuclear stock when I bought it this morning. It turns out this is the software company. Didn't matter. So now I gave you just some ammunition. This guy doesn't even know what he's buying. Exactly. Nor do I will ever care ever again. I don't care. Stock go up, break blue line, buy it. I don't give a shit if it's a software company or they make electronic dildos like iRobot. Is that what iRobot does? Don't they make the Woomba? By the way, Q's new highs. So Jimmy, if you're still out there, I know it's been a while. We're still ready to welcome you back to the family and take some of these 1-minute multi-day VWAP trades. They work every single time. Every time, Jimmy. And it's not about whether the market goes up or down. It's about what this stock is doing individual. It's an individual achievement award because this trade was working before the market picked. Horatio story. I have a lot of Horatio stories too. Horatio? Yeah. We used to go to the clubs together, me and Horatio. How do you know Horatio? But let me tell you something, my friends. We sit here every day, and maybe you think that I'm joking around because I've got this lighthearted nature about me, even though some people say I'm very argumentative, hard to work with, curt, condescending, and arrogant, and kind of a douche. A lot of opinions about me. But I'm not being arrogant about this trade. I'm not trying to be funny. This trade works every time it shows up. And if you're going to be a trader, right? Seriously, let's have a moment here. Let's get serious for a second. If you're not making money, and I'm talking about I'm glad you own the Qs and they've gone up 400 points in the last 2 years. Not talking about that. You want to be an investor? I'll give you some advice. Q. I'll see you in 15 years. You're probably going to do really well. That's not why you're here. You want to generate alpha. You want to trade either for a living or a hobby, generate some extra income. Maybe it's your first job and then you go to your real job, right? Whatever the case may be. You got your day trading, you got your swing trading, and you got your investing. Investing is the easy part. You know why, right? You're going to make me say it again? You know why the investing part's the easy part, right? You know why, right? Come on. Somebody else say it. Come on, YouTubers, TikTokers. Come on. You catching the vibe yet? I feel the vibe. I feel the vibe too. All right, well, you get it, right? The market never goes down. Right, Qs. You're gonna be fine. You might not make the 1,000% that my dad's up over the next 20 years, but chances are you buy the Qs right here at 622.50, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, your kid's retirement fund. And that's why when I say the market's not going to go down, right? Think about my son for a second. My son, fuckhead that he is, left his wallet in dead man's hand. It's crazy. My son, who actually proved that track records are bullshit, because if you haven't heard my story about my kid, he was trading with me and, he's doing all right. And he went 17 for 19 or something like that for the month. And 16 for 19. And he wound up losing $3,000. How's that possible? Because his three bad trades were two Carvana shorts that he got smoked on and some other bullshit on some stock that he got beat on too. Lost his discipline, let those Carvana shorts get a little out of hand. Kid goes 16 for 19 with $3,000 loss for the month. Track record. Fucking awesome, right? 16 for 19. He should have started a service, right? With that kind of track record. By the way, did I tell you about I joined the service? I joined that guy's service who says he has a 91% win rate. I'm 0 for 2 so far. Real story. I'm 0 for 2. 91% win rate, huh? Okay. Or forget all that, right? My son got a job. He got a real job now. He's doing corporate actions and mergers and acquisitions for a bank. I'm as shocked as you are. What was my point? Oh, right. My point was, well, track records, we know that point, and blah, 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 blah. My point, right, is that this trade that we do transcends all time and space. Bull market, bear market works. Sideways market works. It works. It's algorithmic. It's easy to understand. And it shows up more often now than it ever did, as far as I've been using it. That's why it's very simple. I met Craig Mack. Yeah, very ugly dude. Even uglier in person. Why? Yeah. So this trade that we do, right? So yeah, so going back, right? You got investing and my son, right? So my son, he just bought the Qs, right? For his retirement plan. Guess what? He'll be fine. That's investing. Right? He knows. What it must be 11:45 because look who's here. I could set my watch to you, right? You're just waiting for the magic word, right? He's like, enough. You're letting me out. You want to go outside? That dog's got the best stare. Look at him. By the way, if anybody's buying dogs for your kids, that's the dog to buy. He's called a Cavachon. It's a King Charles Cavalier and a Bichon. The greatest dogs ever. They're rambunctious for about an hour collectively all day, and then they sleep. And they're very, very friendly to humans. They don't like dogs. He doesn't like other dogs as much, but he likes people. You want to go outside? I'm not supposed to let you outside. It's all wet. I'm gonna get everyone in trouble. If you go outside, you're gonna come home full of mud, and then what? I'm not gonna wash you. Oh. It's the same thing every day. I live the same day over and over and over again. Oh my God, I love my dog. All right, let me go let him out. I'll be right back. Here I come, boy. Ho! Ash trigger. What happened? Oh, nothing. So here we are, once again, having the same conversation about the same kind of trades, right? This stuff works so well that it's bugging me out a little bit. It really is. And, you know, so me and the track record kid, I was talking to somebody else who bought this service, and he was like, Murphy's Law. I'm like, it's not Murphy's Law. It's not just you. It's me too. But there's a service that me and this guy just signed up for, the 91% win rate service, right? And so far, we're both 0 for 2. So he's like, man, I knew that was going to happen. As soon as I joined, they'd have some losing trades. I'm like, nah, it's not. It's because they're lying. It doesn't work 91% of the time. He's like, it's not just you. It's the industry. Nothing works that much, especially when trading options. The only thing that works at an enormously successful rate is this trade. And it's not because it's me telling you that. I've experimented with everything there is. And I'm experimenting. I actually signed up for the service. I'm not fucking with you. I'm 0 for 2. 91% win rate. I'm 0 for 2. I knew it. But I'm going to ask for my money back, and we'll see if I get my money back. Anyway, but this trade, the reason it works so well, right, is that it really does make sense, especially this OKTA trade, right? So let's walk through it for a second. Why does it work so well? First of all, it's algorithmic, boogie, woogie, woogie. And the reason I say it makes sense is that we're in a perpetual bull market, like it or not, Jimmy and Gail. Perpetual bull market where most things want to go up, like it or not. Believe it or not, you delusional fucktard. Like it or not, the market likes to go up. So when stocks go down, the shorter, right? The shorter, me or whoever was betting against the stock, right? So let's look at it where it's been for the last 3 months. Oh, man, the shorters are having some fun. They've been shorting this thing from 95, 96, 86, things going to 0, right? By the way, look at that monster engulfing bullish candle. That's what we're involved in today. Look at it from a yearly standpoint. This stock stinks, right? Look at it from 5 years. I'm sure it's fine. I think the stock was $20 at one point. Holy freaking what? The stock was $300. Damn. Went to 40? Wow, look at that. That's a lot of... Anyway. So fast forward. The shorters who were shorting this thing thinking it's going to 0, they came in this morning thinking, hey, look at us. We rock. How? And this is a question for my new friend here. A lot of my new friends in the room. Thank you for joining the room. Appreciate you all. Sarah getting started. Habib getting started. Abe finally making it to the room. What was I lost my train of thought there for a second. Wait, bringing me back. The shorter, right? They want to what? They want to take their profit. How do shorts take their profit? By covering the short. Meaning, now that Sarah knows what covering a short is, and again, if you don't know the words coming out of my mouth, just ask. I'm sitting here all day for 4 hours at least. Just ask questions. Sarah didn't know. Sorry, I'm calling her Sarah. Her name is Tara. Tara didn't know what covering a short meant. And I was like, oh my God. Well, let me explain. The shorts who are betting against the stock have sold first. The only business where you could sell something you don't own, bet that it's going to go down, then you buy it and you collect the money in the middle. So you sell it first here at 82, then it goes to 75, then you buy it. So sell it at 82, buy it at 75, you get to keep those 7 points. That's shorting. In a market that never goes down, it's not a great thing to be doing. We understand that, unless you're delusional. So then we wait to see if our delusion of this market never going down, because yeah, it's just a delusion, we wait to see and confirm the belief that it's not going to go down. And that's the blue line. And what we like to see is the market tries to pretend that it's going to go down first, then it goes back up. And that is why we call it the fake them out, shake them out, breakout. And then it's in the hands of the matrix. So when you see a stock that's already gapped down, you have to be thinking there's going to be buying anyway, like GitLab, right? GTLB, one of our other trades from before. And you see why we bought it, right? Fake them out, shake them out, break them out. Fake them out, shake them out, break them out. Fake them out, shake them out. And it's not a monster like OKTA, but we got paid because the trade just works. Let's go back to the OKTA. So again, you're following along, my new friends. If any of you guys are just, this conversation. We have these conversations dozens, if not hundreds of times a day. That's why I'm insane. I live this day over and over again like I'm Bill Murray in Groundhog Day. And I don't mind living this day, helping people make money. I make some money. Everybody's making money. This is, if you're going to live a day over and over again, let it be this day, because this day rocks. Yesterday was pretty good. The day before was pretty good. If you can live a good day over and over again, that ain't a bad day. Here we are. So the premise, the reason I love this trade so much is that it makes sense. A lot of trading is counterintuitive. A lot of trading doesn't really make sense. This trade makes sense, and it's validated by algorithmic trading that we know works. So you've got a trade that works because it's a rational trade. The shorters are covering, and the buy on dippers like to buy dips. You got algorithmic buying when you get over VWAP. You got price discovery involved, going back to prior day VWAP, voila, to the orange line. So that's why this trade is so special to us, not only because it works most of the time it shows up, and it feels right. See, my dog agrees. It feels right. And this business that we're in is so damn emotional. I don't care how good you are as a trader, there's still emotions involved every time you're involved in a trade. And when a trade makes sense, your brain feels good about it, you're going to do better. And what's nice about this trade and the way we trade, right? I'm out of this trade. Some of us are still in it, right? It's replicable and repeatable, even at the higher level. So let's say you were me, you got involved, you sold some here, you sold some here, and you pretty much sold the rest right there. All right, fantastic trade, blue line to orange line. You left some money on the table, but then look what happens. It comes back and it does that little faux show. So chart pattern recognition meets the VWAP on a trade that you already made money on. Why not take this trade again, buying it back above orange and defining your trade right there at that lovely double bottom, and the VWAP is your stop. So these trades are replicable, repeatable, and easy to understand. That's why I like them so much. Let me get my dog. Coming. You want chicken? It's not really an accomplishment that you just come in the house. The dog is, he's looking at him. Look at him. Oh, yeah. Oh, you can't see him. Oh. All right. chicken. Oh, yeah. It's my boy. Okay. And now he won't pay attention to me for the rest of the day. And now he'll go to sleep for 4.5 hours. He's the best. Anyway, so that's where we're at. And man, this SRAD, I know it might sound like a joke to you that I've been hating on this stock. So let's go back and talk about this SRAD for another version of this market. And again, this is why it's good to be around me, because my jaded, cynical nature translates into making money. So let me explain here. So this stock, I was getting into it a little bit earlier, right? About a year ago, never heard of this company. And then I read about it and I was like, you know what? This is interesting. I even called the company to try to get my son a job here, because my son he went to school for data analytics a little. He took a couple of classes in that. Sports management was his industry. He's already has his own DraftKings account. He sports gambles. He understands it and likes market mechanics. I called the company, tried to get him a job there, and he didn't qualify. But I liked the company enough. So I bought the stock, right? And it was a fairly new stock at the time, right? Here's the lifetime of SRAD. That's a lifetime chart. Actually, I'll show it to you. Yeah, actually, that's it. It's only been around about 7 years, but I want to show it to you even better right here. There it is. So that's a monthly chart, right? You see why I bought it, right? It's a big Kardashian bottom, butt cheek, top of the crack. Came out. That's when I first started buying it. I was just buying it because of the chart pattern. I was like, ooh, what's this? And I learned about the company. I was like, ooh, I'm actually interested. And I turned it into a swing, and then it became my only stock. Basically, I owned one stock at the time, and this was it. And this time I was like, you know what? We did the whole Jimmy thing. I know I got to keep bringing up Jimmy, but this stock is very similar to what happened with Jimmy. So I'm loving it. All-time highs were at 28 and a quarter. I'm buying here on this turn, 1750. 1750 gets you 20. I'm buying more. Me and Jimmy high-fiving. And right there, I'm thinking, hey, we're in a nice little uptrend. And then the Trump candle, we got through that. Tariff, no tariff, bullshit. Next thing you know, we're ripping. And then here's where Jimmy and Jimmy screwed the trade up. When I said, hey, if this thing breaks all-time highs, it's going to 30. And if it goes to 30, chances are we're going 35. And if we go 35, we going to 50. And I like the company. I think I got something I want to own. I even bought more at 30. And then next thing you know, it gets upgraded. And it gets a big red candle that day. I'm like, the dreaded upgrade at the all-time highs. I probably should sell the stock. And then it rallies back. I'm like, all right, maybe these analysts are not going to be total criminals this time. And then it gets upgraded again, sells off. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm going to sell some up here. And then it gets upgraded for the third time. And then it tanks. And I'm thinking, see, not a coincidence. These analysts don't know anything. In fact, they're probably complicit. They're probably telling people to buy it while they're unloading it. That's probably the real thing. That's what happens. But then I'm dumping the stock. I finally sold most of it. I hate stock, so I don't believe I own this piece of shit anymore, right? Still got 400 shares. Anyway. Fast forward to about 10 days ago. So now the stock's fallen from 32 all the way to 21. That's when this scathing article about how terrible this company is comes out and how it's done for. The prediction market's going to crush this stock. There's no reason to own it. And this guy was giving it a $12 target, possibly 10. And since that day, you've now rallied 15%. That's how the market really works. Crowded trade, analysts are loving it, time to sell. Crashes, then they start talking about getting out of it. That's when you want to buy it back. And I'm in it today, and I just bought it because, I'm already in it. And I was like, I'll help it along. So I'm in it right now. I don't plan to hold it overnight, but right now it's rocking. So that was a long story for just that particular trade right there. But going back to iRobots and all this kind of stuff, right? Once a stock is in play, and this is what I've been trying to explain to my new friends here in the Hit the Bid room and the dungeon and traders and all my friends on YouTube and all my TikTokers, and for people that never traded before in your life, this is it. If you're going to begin trading, learn this. And if you can learn this, then you won't need anything else. You're not going to know about, first of all, you'll never have to know about EBITDA or earnings, fundamentals, what analysts think, who owns the stock, what the CEO is doing, buybacks or selling. None of that matters because we're just trading what we see. All that other stuff that my boy Don Corleone does, which he finally launched his Discord channel. If you want some information on a stock, you call my friend. Pay him $30 a month. And he has now launched that Discord channel, and it's even better than I thought it would be. You want to learn about what these companies do and who owns them, the CEOs and what analysts are on it? He's got more information about stocks than anybody on earth because all of his friends are hedge fund managers and the guys that don't put their recommendations on the internet. They're only internal. That's where he gets his information. And then he puts it out on his Discord channel. So if you really want to know all that stuff, and again, for me, just like that OKTA trade, right? My bias is confirmed, right? The trade that works, I like because it makes sense, and then it's confirmed by VWAP. Having all that monster knowledge, like knowing which funds were buying and selling OKTA the last couple of days, if the insiders are selling it or not, what the top analysts are saying about OKTA. If that's what you want to feel better about trading, then good. For me, it's just confirmation of my bias. I came in looking to buy OKTA. VWAP tells me I'm right. I'm in. I don't need to know that stuff. But some people love it, right? Some people love that stuff. And again, if you want to learn about these companies, he's the man. He's the man. And for $30 a month, he's got this Discord channel. I'm on it right now. It's amazing that these two guys can put out this kind of information. And they've got information that other people don't have. That's what makes it valuable. And this kind of stuff, they should be charging $1,000 a month for this. And he's doing it for $30. It's just ridiculous. You should, we'll tell you more. I'll have him on the schmooze in a couple of, maybe tomorrow. Good stuff. So what was my point to all that? It was just, more information. And the more information you have to make your decisions, you're going to feel better about the trade. So here, let's talk about iRobot. Why is this even on our menu today? Well, we saw a huge influx of volume this morning. Apparently had some news, right? And, I was like, iRobot. And I probably should, iRobot, let's buy it because there's a faux show, bro, VWAP break. And you got paid pretty handsomely, right? So this is what's lovely about this trade. If you're just using VWAP and prior day VWAP, here it is. So if I was long, that's the end of the trade for me. Breaking VWAP from on top, I don't want to be involved anymore. It was a great trade if you were in it, rolls over, you're out. But that rollover, you guys still following me? I know I lose people when I start talking serious, right? That rollover creates the new opportunity known as the faux show bro. So if you come back to, if there's VWAP, that's prior day VWAP. in this case. So if you fake them out and shake them out at prior day VWAP, it's reconfirming what we've established is that prior day VWAP usually is support. So in this case, the market did what it does best, tries to fool you by breaking it and then coming right back, fake them out, shake them out, fake them out, shake them out, VWAP break, buy the fucker back. Or if you hadn't bought it, so all that fear of missing out, oh, I wish I was in it. Well, now's your chance with very limited risk because your risk is defined by the fake them out, shake them out at prior day VWAP. So if you're buying the VWAP break here, all you're risking is the 12 cents. And why do you think that second move was better than the first? Because the shorters, morons that they are, affectionately pointing at myself, I used to fall for that trick. Oh my God, it's rolling over. It's going to get crushed now. Oh, the stock's going to zero. They don't even exist anymore. Let's kill it. And I would have, because it's a 1 minute multi-day VWAP break. Normally, I'm going to be a shorter. But now in the market that, see how I bring it back all the time? In the market that never goes down, you don't want to short. You want to see how it plays out. And then 3 minutes later, you're like, ha ha ha, suckers. They just suckered Jimmy into shorting it. And he probably thought, oh, I'm going to shove this stock down Kenny's throat. He was talking about buying it earlier. How's that working out for you there, Jimmy? See, the reason this trade works so well is that, once again, it traps the moronic shorter that still thinks shorting is a viable way of making money in a market that never goes down. And the secondary move is ridiculous. And where does it go? It goes right to the half number, as if it was programmed to go to half numbers and whole numbers. And that's where the sellers are lurking, because it's just a coincidence, the half number and whole numbers. Right. So in this trade right here, you ain't buying 20 shares of a $3 stock. You're sitting here looking at this thing at 265 thinking, I could load up here, only risking 12 cents for a possible retrace move of 40, possibly more. You're buying yourself 4,000 or 5,000 shares of this thing. You're banging out a couple thousand here, maybe 1,500. You're banging out another 500 here, another 500 here. Get stopped out at 3 on the way back down. And that's how you make money. It's not about what you think is going to happen tomorrow or whether the market ever does go down again. Who cares? Make money. These trades are ridiculously setting themselves up every day on multiple time frames, multiple times a day. It's a Discord room. He has to share it with you. But tomorrow night we'll have, I guess we'll schmooze tomorrow. There's not much to talk about, but you guys want to smoke some weed and have a couple of drinks and talk about some charts, get to know. If you don't know who Don is, we'll just make him the featured guest. He is everything I don't do, and that's why I love him. He's so passionate about all that other stuff, and I love that stuff, but it doesn't matter to my trading anymore. I like knowing, and let me tell you, he broke that nuclear trade. Nobody was as passionate about the nuclear stocks than our friend Don Corleone. And it was such a great coincidence because he's telling me about UUU and all these stocks. And I looked at these charts and I'm like, bro, I love your premise. I like it more because of these charts. And I was like, what the hell is this? I'm in. He was talking about, all kinds of fundamental reasons and energy crunches and all this stuff. I was like, it's a great story. If it breaks 1085, I'm in. And the fucker went to 30. Sick. And he was banging out. I mean, he told us about this VICR. And he was, oh my God, he couldn't have nailed it any better. And it was coming. And I was like, whoa. This thing looks like it's going to rip. And he gave us 900 reasons to buy it. I'm like, I don't really need 900 reasons. If it breaks 55, the stock could go at least 20, 15 or 20 points. But he told us the whole story about how they own stock in another company that's going public, and everyone's going to want to own this thing. And wow, stock doubled. So it's nice to know. Fatty has retired. He's living on an island somewhere. Solid's with me every day. And that other dude turned out to be a criminal, which still breaks my heart. I had to go to therapy. Yeah, I can't believe it. Actually, I'm actually not even joking about that. It really hurts my feelings when I talk about it. Yeah. Things that he did and things that he said, I still don't believe it. It's hard to believe. But yeah, me and Solid just still kicking ass. I'm hanging out with my boy Mike Noss, building algorithms. Solid Mike. Yeah, it's just, basically we're doing the whole thing. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, worst of the worst. Worst of the worst. Yeah, I couldn't even I could tell you the story sometime when I'm drunk, but yeah, absolutely wow. And I was warned years ago that he wasn't all there because of drugs. Maybe that was the case. But yeah, it's just I still can't believe it. Yeah. Crushed me. Crushed me. And it's been like I haven't spoke to him since. So it'll be 3 years. I considered him a good friend too. Pretty upsetting about yeah, it's just, yeah. I don't have a lot of friends either. That's why that one hurt because I thought he was a friend. It is sad because he was well, whatever. Somebody just said Macy's, right? Yes. Yes, sir, about Macy's. There you go. Triple faux show bro on the Macy's. You win? Very nice. Yeah, I didn't trade it. Hey, look, it's Solid Jello. That guy. Yeah, and once you master, listen, there's a 2-step process to this, or I guess a 3-step. First step, get to the chat room. Get familiar with what we're doing here. Second step, I will bestow my chart onto you. And then you master this trade. And then you meet my pal over here, Solid Jello, who stuck an electrode up my ass. What? And somehow translated everything I've been doing for the last decade and has algorithmed it. And it's freaking phenomenal. And you do a session with him, and you are then set for life. Because this trade that we do here, like I said, it just keeps getting better and better and better. And like this Macy's trade, right? Faux, show, hold the VWAP, buy it, make money. Right? Like the Qs. Like somebody was saying, oh, those Qs are rolling over. Are they? Or are they faux show broing for the 15th time today because the market never goes down? Don't short the Qs. It's not worth it. Don't short the Qs. Sometime in 2028, when the market sells off again, it's going to be sick. Right now, stick to the individual achievement awards on these beautiful earnings reversals. The Qs, I don't know. It's just impossible. We're going to get a day like Thursday, 2 Thursdays ago. Wait a minute. Was that last Thursday? It's already 2 weeks ago, right? Right? It was 2 weeks. Where was the NVIDIA day? It was like 2 weeks ago, right? That was some selling. That was wonderful. We're gonna get a day like that again. It ain't today. But what today did was it tested generational lows. So if the market's ever going to sell off, now we've got a new price to be worried about. It's this. We have a triple bottom, folks. So Jimmy and Gail, if you're out there, if the market's ever going to go down ever again, and I'm talking about the Qs, you got a fat finger, tested the fat finger, tested it again. That right now are generational lows. So if generational lows get broken, then we might give way. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for. And if anybody's in the core weave, God damn it. I keep, I don't know. I'm not trading it well today. I keep getting faux showed on this damn stock. Damn it. That's the third time it's happened in one day. Shit. Anyway, just a choppy, annoying day. Is Lucky Charlie a good pizza place? I don't know. Why are you asking me? Is Lucky Charlie a good pizza place? What's Lucky Charlie? Should I know? Lucky Charlie from Stranger Things? Isn't that where they were at? Yeah, this market seems like it's just one big coiled spring ready to rip shorts' heads off, as it normally does. Actually, Nvidia looks pretty good. You just tested that last attempt to sell off. Yeah, I would be prepared to buy this. Again, I don't have to chase it. Just if this consolidation leads to a break, there it is. The VWAP's sitting there waiting for you. But this chop is becoming a little bit annoying. And you are getting into the middle of the day where usually chop continues. But man, it's just impossible to be in the queues on both sides, on either side, without getting stopped out. But again, what do we normally see at this time of the year? Chop resolves itself to the upside. All right, if anybody's in SRAD, I'm going to sell right here. 22 and 7/8. Remember those days, kids? 22 and 7/8 on SRAD. Sold to you. I'm not selling at all. 22 and 7/8. I don't know Lucky Charlie's Pizza. What neighborhood? Lucky Charlie's. Myrtle Avenue. What are you doing out near Myrtle Avenue? Yeah, I don't frolic over there. That was the other side of Brooklyn. Oh, by the way, Q's new highs. Don't go short. So now Nvidia probably going to be a buy because here we go. Somebody asks, they can't use Schwab or Thinkorswim because they're in Canada, which does, it's just so ponderous. You can't use Schwab either. I know they own Thinkorswim now, but I thought Schwab was universal. What platforms? E-Trade is always good. I love E-Trade. They got a lot of new bells and whistles. Also, if you want to really take that up, I don't really like to promote trade Thinkorswim. I mean, this is called Lightspeed, where the scanners are and the level 2s. Inside, this is Thinkorswim. There's also a company called Trade Zero, but if you're going to call Trade Zero, I'll give you a link and you get some free stuff. So let me know. But right now, this NVIDIA trade that we're going to put on, right? Or maybe you put it on already, and hopefully you did, coming out of this bottom range. Chances are you're going to be right because now the market's ripping and NVIDIA is the market. So the law of modus tollens and P's and Q's. By the way, SRAG, $23. I can't believe it. I actually can't believe it. Then again, I can believe it because of that. I mean, this guy was screaming about how it's going to zero after it's already fallen 50%. Oh, it's hilarious. Anyway, hang on. Let's walk through this trade. You guys buy some NVIDIA? Let's go. Let's go, people. By the way, OKTA new highs, of course. If you guys are still in it, good job. And if you're in CoreWeave, good job. I mean, this market's just, it's another typical day in the market that never goes down. Ooh. It's another typical day in the market that never goes down, right? Like, what are you not looking at? Like, look at all these trades. Look at, I mean, look at Macy's. You ain't getting this move in a bear market. No one's buying Macy's in a bear market. Nobody cares about Macy's. But in a bull market, oh, look, it's Macy's. Everybody's buying. Yeah, we love Macy's. Holds VWAP. Let's go. This is a pretty awesome trade. Like iRobot. This trade wouldn't be happening if it wasn't a bear market, bull market, bear market. Doesn't matter. Anyway, this is just 2025 has now dwarfed any year. There's never been a year that there's been this many good trades. Krispy Kreme, remember this one? I mean, it's every stock. But then here, look, here's the Marvell breaking from trend, right? And what's happened so far, right? By the way, if you did take that long trade, you actually got paid. Look where it went to. It went to the bottom of the prior range, and then that became resistance again. And if you don't know why I'm drawing these red lines, make sure you're there for the next class. It's just bottoms and tops of the ranges. And that's why once you conquer this, step up, throw Solid Jello a couple of G's. He'll sit with you for 4 hours, strap some electrodes to your body, and implement his algorithm into your mind. And it'll help you draw these lines because it draws the lines for you with the calculated moves. And you'll be set for life. I'm telling you. There's no such thing as a lifetime subscription, but you will be set for life. And the more you geek out with this stuff, you'll start to say, oh my God, this stuff works phenomenally. By the way, this is just algorithms, man. These grinds, this is just an algo going, working it to 85 again. How's anybody short in this market? Here you go. Oh, we might have to buy this. Wait a second. So here it is, folks, another one. Now, the reason I didn't look at this one is not everybody likes trading $500 stocks. So let's put the crowd up here. Now, obviously, your proper entry, fake them out, shake them out, VWAP break, 496 earlier, got your 505, 10-point trade. Fake them out, shake them out, VWAP break to the orange line. So the wonderful, perfect trade that never fails already happened. Fake them out, shake them out, VWAP break, blue line to the orange line. Another one. You can put it on the list. Now it's 1,157 in a row. The trade keeps working. Now the question is, what do you do with this next? Usually, if you consolidate above prior day VWAP and hold like this did, the next phase is to really, really rip. So this might be interesting still if you guys are into $500 stocks. Considering your entry should have been 498 and it's already rallied 12.5 points, you just chill for a second. Let's see what it does. Comes back down here, that's even better. But if it starts to get into the green, it's not like you're going to let it go all the way down to 497. If you're buying it right now, let's say like 516 and change, there's no way you're not risking at least 5 points, but that's standard on a $500 stock. So right now your risk, if you're buying it, let's say you're buying it right now, even if you buy 3 shares, let's buy 3 shares. Boop. Boom. You buy 3 shares, get into the habit. So your first stop is the 515.20, right? 515.20. Bang. Scroll up, 515.20. And then you put your limit. Sometimes I do stop limit, but this stock seems, it's a 50-cent spread. I don't know. Stop limit. Whatever. Stop. Usually I'll put a stop limit, but in this case, I'll go stop. The 515.20, 1 share, sell it. And then if I'm really in bad shape, if it really goes wrong, you're looking at that pivot right there, which would be the, you know what? You give it to this pivot right there, 512.22. I mean, it's be easy to type it in, 512.22. Boop. And then the 510.68. Right? So now I would offer out just, you put one out there at 518. See if anybody buys it from us at 518. Nope. Big spread. My 1 share stopped the market, stopped it from going up. Incredible. My 1 share. Sorry, I didn't mean to get in your way. I put my offer at 518. It said, no, we don't want to buy Kenny's 1 share. All right, well, now we're hanging out. But anyway, I don't care if this works or not. That's how you trade. Hey, there's an idea. Let me put it on. There's my risk parameters. You put it on, right? Again, not a huge fan of this because we should have been buying this here, here, here. But if you're going to give it a chance, you reestablish your risk parameters. If you're comfortable with trading, $516, $17 stocks, every trade you do, it's the same trade. Why am I buying it? I think it's going to go to 525. Okay, cool. I'm willing to risk 5 points to try to make myself 8. All right. I'll put a stop on the breakout where it came from, the pivot point right there, and there's no way I'm letting it go back below prior day VWAP. Voila. You establish your risk parameters. You're comfortable with the risk. You put the trade on. And again, if we were watching this earlier, and I hope you guys were, the main trade is you getting in at Fojin shows and VWAP breaks. This is by definition, it's a slight chase. But here's the thing. Let's say it does come back to that 510.75. It chops around back in there and then starts to rally again. You buy more of it. Big size on the offer. That's pretty interesting. When they start flashing that big size, usually that's a buyer, as a matter of fact. I just realized something. Did they switch the size? Wasn't the size on the other side? Am I having a brain fart right now? Wasn't size on the other side of the trade? Oh, maybe not. Anyway, but you see, what you're trying to do as a trader is also you're trying to take the fear out of the trade. All right, you bought it. Your stops are in. Now what? Nothing to be afraid of, right? Either you're going to make money, or you're going to lose money. That's it, right? It can't get any worse, right? Big size on the offer. That's a buyer for 100,000 shares out there. I'm going to see if they hit the dark pool. So once you establish your parameters, right, that takes the fear out. So if you every trade you get into, you know exactly what your risk is, then what's there to be afraid of? Bow, 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 bow. So speaking of Canadians and platforms, right? Yeah, Trade Zero. It's an interesting platform. It's very similar to Thinkorswim. I mean, it's very similar to what you're looking at here. I just don't use it because I don't like changing things. I've been using this Lightspeed since forever. But most of my trades are over here. Oh, what the hell just happened? What am I losing money on now? Oh. Solid has it built for a couple of platforms. I've lost track which ones are which now. I think he's got it for Trading View. Oddly enough, I've been trying to get not think the Trade Zero. I keep forgetting the name of that company. Trade Zero. I don't know why they're resisting to figure out how to put multiple time frame on their charts, but we gave up trying to get them to do it. I don't know why I don't want to. Usually, what I'm doing lately is, well, like this SRAD trade. I trade on E Trade. You know what it is? I E Trade bought out two companies that I was already had. Schwab bought out everybody else. So I'm using Schwab and think or swim almost because I'm forced to. You see that move just now on the crowd? What do you think that was? That was a stop hunter, right? For the people that put the stops at that breakout. See how it got one lot, but it doesn't get your other lots. So let's say, for instance, we had some real size on. And the stop hunter gets you out of some. And then let's hope, let's say this, now we rally for 8 points. It got you out of one lot, but you got the other two. That's why you do everything in scattered. You scatter your stops. You don't sell it all at one price, right? Never sell it all at one price, even when you're losing. And certainly don't sell it all at one price when you're winning, because you don't know how high it's going to go. And what I'm doing here with my 3 shares, just to show you, this is how you trade. Every trade is exactly the same. Risk parameters set. Try to find 2 or 3 areas that you should be concerned about. And then even on the way up, let's say you sell some at 518, you don't sell it all at 518. You're looking for 520. And then if it breaks 520, you certainly don't sell any more of it, because it's going to probably go to 525. Did you just say, would you buy more if it breaks to 518? Actually, maybe. If it wasn't 12:39 in the afternoon, I probably would. But now look, you see how that one little tick got some of the people out? Now we're back in the green, hoping it goes up now a little bit more. And you got yourself a 1-minute multi-day VWAP earnings reversal still. And usually you do get more out of this trade. But damn, that 518 is no joke. They won't even buy 1 share from me at 518. But that's telling me if it breaks 518, it should go. Yeah, wait, I'll sell 1 share. Let's see if they're buying it inside the spread. Ha! My 1 share lots are controlling the entire float. It's pretty bizarre, actually. Anyway. Yeah, reach out to Solid. He demand. For all your VWAP algorithmic needs, Solid Yellow. What's your website? Did you change the name of your site? All right, time for breakfast. But listen, if we're choppy all the way to 12:41 in the afternoon, chances are we're going to be choppy for the rest of the day. Hey, listen, it's bullish chop, so it's not like it was a bad day, right? Left a lot of money on the table now with that OKTA trade. Jeez. But they're making it virtually impossible to be a shorter. That's what they're definitely doing today. Very difficult. All right. Namaste. If you don't have my email address, get on it. And to the guy that sent me an email, what's ALO.com? I guess you're old or too young. It's AOL. You never heard of AOL? Kenny Glick at AOL, AmericaOnline.com. I still use dial-up. Kenny Glick at AOL.com. The reason you want to be on my list is anytime I do anything secretive and schmooze-esque or side projects or whatnot, you want to be in contact with me directly. Kenny Glick at AOL.com. Send me your email address. Make sure you're on my list. And chances are we'll just make the schmooze about Don. We'll have him on tomorrow. He likes to talk. Talk about where we're going, where we are. Talk about all of his fantastic analyst friends, what we're doing with this VICR. And man, this if you're not enjoying the ironic nature of this SRAD trade, I mean, I thought I had sold out of it. I had 400 shares, so I actually bought more today. I'm not planning on getting involved in swinging it again, but I couldn't avoid the ironic nature of the stock. Upgrade, 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 crash, downgrade, rally. It's fantastic. And of course, more importantly, it held prior day VWAP and, doing its thing. I just sold 2287, and lo and behold, it went to a whole number as if the market's rigged, you bastard. Well, I kind of screwed up the core weave today, I have to admit. Every time it pulled back, I sold. This stock, and again, I made a little bit of money, but it chopped the shit out of me every time. I got out on the first one. No, I got out here, and then I got out here. Suck. Can't win them all, right? Can't be perfect, but if you could come even 70% near perfect, you're going to be a great trader. All right. Be careful out there. Don't forget, market doesn't like to go down. Have a great rest of the afternoon. I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you email me, get involved. Get involved with all the fantastic things we're doing. And then get to meet Solid. And he'll bring it all home. All right? Sarai. All right? Sarai. 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 Am I selling silver? Oh, I don't sell. I buy. I just bought more. 5 ounce maples, man. First time ever. Okay, time for my blueberries. What else was interesting today? Not much. I mean, this SRAD trade is kind of hilarious. I mean, I wish I would have bought some size, but I just was goofing around with it just to see if it would work. And I'm going to put a stop on the rest at 75. You guys remember old school trading? Remember those days? 5/8 get you 7 3/4, 3/4 get you 7/8, 7/8 get you the whole, back on the 7/8, sell 75. Still works. And if you know what I'm talking about, you must be old. Remember back when stocks traded in fractions? Those were the old days. I could just let this run all day if you guys want to hang out. I got nowhere to go today. I'm going to shut it down. I'll see you guys. Make sure you email me. We'll schmooze tomorrow. And I'm going to go watch Stranger Things and eat some oatmeal. Nice hanging with you. I appreciate everybody showing up. Jimmy, if you're out there, we still will welcome you back. Just apologize. Just apologize. It's all right. I'm a kind and caring leader, and I will forgive as long as you ask for redemption. We could be friends again, Jimmy. You too, Gail. Actually, not you, Gail. Gail she was very angry. But thank you, Gail, if you're out there. Criminally Negligent made a t-shirt about it. Fantastic. And by the way, if you are out there, before we go, let me read. If you really want to try to insult me, do it this way. This is an email from somebody named Rufus, which wasn't his real name, but he went by Rufus. He writes, and he was nice about it. He wrote, "Dear fuckhead, you intellectually devoid Neanderthal. You are an immoderately dejune, an inordinately puerile imbecile. Nothing more than a pathetic charlatan and profligate villain, purporting to be a clairvoyant and to possessing peerless business acumen." We were only charging $200 for the room at the time. Why charge $200, you parsimonious dolt? Can't you comprehend? This is where it gets hurtful right here. Can't you comprehend that you're not funny and your supposed métier, another good word, métier, as a trader is incredulously apocryphal and dubious? And he closes with the best line: "Vapid fool, be gone." That's how you do it, Jimmy. Was that you all along, Jimmy? Did you send me? No, that was before I met Jimmy. Now that's how you do it. That guy spent some time on that email. That's how you do it. Well done, Rufus. Love, Mom. Or love my grandma. Why would anybody listen to you? My grandma said. All right, I can't pull myself away from the screen right now because we're breaking highs on the cues. All right, well, if anybody's still long some of these names, man. Core Weave, you did better than I did. Cues, you did much better than I did. Core Weave. This crowd kind of stinks. Good thing we didn't put some real size on, but that was a weird quadruple top at 518. Anyway, yeah, we leave that one up there for posterity if anybody wants to read it. His next two emails weren't as eloquent, and then he sent me a picture of a big dick, which is still one of the best email chains I ever got. He wrote that first, and then he devolved into really just a lot of bad language, and then a picture of a dick. It still to this day, that gotta be 2009, 2010. I love it. If you don't laugh, you're gonna cry. You put yourself out there, you're gonna have people getting on your case, right? But if you're making misinformed criticism, Jimmy, that's when I can't stand for it. But you can have your fun at my expense anytime you want. I can take it. See ya.